Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are hoping to have a kind of a redo here for Magda in our continuing series, where we are going to ask the question, where's the best place to mine Hadanite? And if you joined us last time, you learned that Magda was a bit of a challenge for us. I want to say that it wasn't Magda's fault, and it probably wasn't. It definitely wasn't. We got 230Ks in a row, right? Kind of very bad timing. And what ended up happening was it ended up being a wash. Magda gained no points, lost no points, and the score remained the same. So just for your reference, this is kind of where we are landing in terms of the score. It's looking like Daymar is kind of maintaining its lead. Most notably, it's winning in the like one fewer runs and a little over 90K more, and the average made per run or by time, rather, by minute is Daymar's as well. So we're hoping to kind of balance that out, give Magda a chance here. And yesterday didn't have very much luck there. We really just ran into a bunch of technical issues. It wasn't really doing all that well before we lost our game. Oops. So let me just stop real quick here and start our timer before I take off and give myself a little penalty here, maybe a second delay. And we did our best, but Magda was also not really doing all that well. It wasn't performing very well. We weren't finding any Hadanite whatsoever. It was a good 12 minutes before we ran into any. We kept finding Dolvine, which is by far the worst of the three gems that you can mine using the rock miner. So we're heading out. Timer is going, and I am going to take us to the sunny side of Magda, and we're going to give Magda another shot. We're really hoping that it pulls through for us this time. And I'm about ready to black out. Is that really what's happening here? Didn't think I turned that far. Yeah, I guess the Nomad is faster than I really realized. I didn't realize I could. I guess I did pull some G's there just by flipping, but so that's just where we came from. And I'm looking for any. I guess we're going to try to kind of head in this direction where we can. I was thinking about, as we're raiding these moons and we're kind of thinking about where is the best place to mine. I'm trying to remove the subjective from the consideration. I kind of want to focus on the stats. And right now, the stats are, they're just easier to track. Oh, see, let's jump here. Well, yeah, I'm going to jump over here. Maybe this might cost me a little bit of time. But I think this is going to keep us in the sun a little bit longer. We'll see. Let's just jump over there. Yeah, this is looking good. because we're not going to go to that station. I'm just going to start looking for west. That's southwest. And that's south. Great. Yeah, so I'm actually going to head to southwest. Not going to make too much time of this because I really want to focus on getting some mining right into it. So actually looking really good right now as our first run, because that only took us about 3 minutes to do all this traveling to get right into some mining. So again, we're going to skip these first boxes. Until they go away. Really liking this ground here, right where we are right now. It'd be great if we could spot something right in front of us or to the sides of us. That would be awesome, because this is looking like a nice flat place to land. And we were all up in the mountains last time. Yeah, we really had a bunch of kind of collective, the perfect storm of things working against us last time. And hopefully we'll get a little bit better luck. That's why we don't do this all in one shot, right? And make one conclusion after the very, very, very first time. That's no way to go. Okay, there's a twofer. And of course, if it's Hadanite, we will mine it. 2 or more is the rule. It is Dolvine. Okay. I'll try not to take that personal. There's really no reason to let it be personal, right? So we just had a kind of a rough time, as I mentioned last time, but beyond that, the other sessions have been pretty fun. I've been able to kind of surprise myself with the stats that we've run into. I really see, Daymar really surprised me. I knew it was a great place to mine, but I didn't realize it was as good as it turns out that it seems to be. So that's just been a bit of a surprise to me, and I'm glad I'm surprised. That's a great reason to do these things. To kind of put the numbers down, and numbers don't lie. If you just go by what it feels like, I would have told you that Magda would have won hands down. So that's a 2. We will mine it if it is Hadanite. Oops, scanner slipped me here. Getting kind of hit by the wind here. That is Dolvine as well. Pretty sure we've seen that one. That's a rock over there. And that one, that 4,000 disappeared. That means that was a gemstone. Now we have been kind of in a little bit of a loop here, so this may be what we were just looking at. But I think we traveled enough. Let's give this a chance. That's a rock. Okay. Yeah, it disappeared right when it got to about 4,000. That made me think it might have been gems, but it turns out it was just outside of the range of the radius of the scanner, which I have set to 179. So, yeah. So we're going to skip all these because these ones we know are not gems. We're clicking along here, you know, kind of going at 437 for our velocity. That's pretty fast. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be rocks. Yep, that's rocks. And we'll check that one just for... That looks like a rock. Visually, I can see it. Yeah. We've been having a pretty good time with this series. It is, we are in our, what is it, the 6th part of this series. We've done 6 episodes, and we've had a pretty good showing of stats. I think enough to really kind of start painting a picture. Now, this is pretty typical. We're coming up at, we're a little over 10 minutes now. And so far, Magda has been, I want to say, around 12 minutes or so before we find our first cluster of Hadanite. So that is a rock right ahead of us. That is, so we're not really kind of breaking any trends right now. So far, this is kind of painted. This is really kind of what we've run into in the past. And again, some of these, they're popping up, and I'm trying to pay attention to them, but they're popping up, and I'm not really 100% sure. So I want to make sure I don't fly right past a cluster, and that looks good to me. It's just 2. But let's see if it's Hadanite. It's the right mass. It is Dolvine. It is Dolvine, which is really... okay, we're at the 12-minute mark right now. I think last time, yesterday, it took us about 20 minutes to find any Hadanite. So, you know, it's good to kind of spread this out over the different days, because we know that, you know, spawn rates and different times during the day, different people have come through and done, you know, they've done their mining, and we're supposed to see some respawns, you know. So I want that to all kind of all average out by having more and more runs, of course, as you do that, all of that stuff, all the baseline information, all those baseline numbers will start to reveal themselves as we start to spend more time on each of the moons. But this is already much more enjoyable than yesterday because I feel like we're having a pretty good time more in the sun. Like I kept hitting the dark side, and that was no fun. So this is a really good opportunity here for Magda. If this ends up being Hadanite, this is a really massive cluster. Let's just see what we got. Oh, I so want this to be Hadanite. It is. Hoo-wah. That is awesome. Okay. Okay, good cluster for us to kick things off with. That took us just about 14 minutes to do. And you know what? That's fine. If it's a sort of a good cluster, which this appears to be. I'm kind of right near some rocks, and I'm going to see what we get here. I'm okay with that. As long as she settles. Yeah, I'm okay with that for sure. Let's go break some rocks. Now, this is a great cluster, and this we did run into a cluster like this just at the tail end of the last session. And then, of course, we got a 30K, so I felt really bad about that. So this is kind of great. This is good. This gives us another really good opportunity for giving Magda its fair share. Boy. Wind is a factor, and I was talking about stats, and I was like, oh, should I add some, kind of other things like, the experience that I have on each of the moons, like the good, the bad, like the weather is kind of a factor, and, how many mining stations they have. And then I just decided that wasn't, maybe I might add that kind of commentary towards the end, but I don't want to do that. I want to stick to the numbers. Okay, so let's break some rocks. You know what time it is. If you've watched the stream before, this is where I need to focus. I'm going to break some rocks, and I will see you on the flippity flip side of broken rocks. Okay, we'll just scoop up the rest of these last bit here. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Glad we found that cluster. I really am. And it puts Magda back in the running, I think. And if we keep finding clusters, boy, then we will be golden. Just grab a couple of these little orphaned gems. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So we'll just cruise back here and okay, that was pretty good. And we're still in the sun, which is another huge time advantage for us. And we'll do some more scouting. That's great. Yeah, this is already shaping up to be a better run for Magda. Okay, we're in the pilot's chair.
Engine systems enabled.
So we're resetting our timer here. And we are losing a little bit of the sun here. It's kind of going down. So we're going to head straight west. Give ourselves a little bit of time here. Of course, there's another... That looks like a rock. That is a rock, which is good for us because we want to kind of move along. There's a couple over there on the side. Those disappeared. So those are... We're just gonna press on forward a little bit. I'm gonna make a little judgment call here and move towards the sun. It's not often that you'll find two clusters right by each other. It happens, but it's so rare that you could kind of count on it not happening. Looking at both of these here, and of course there's those both look like nothing, but let's just see what this one is that we just flew over.
Hydrogen fuel, 75%.
Okay, we're gonna head to the sun. See how quickly that sun dips. We were heading right forward, and it's ahead of us. So you don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to narrow my scan to 90%. If it's not right in front of us, right now we are not going to care. And that's just to keep us moving towards the sun faster, at the expense of potentially losing some of the gems to our sides. But that's something I'm willing to do. That cluster was a fairly good cluster. And now we're kind of in the mountainous area, so I'm going to kind of ping over here to the left. Broaden our search just a little bit, back to 180, 179 technically. And let's just check this one out. That looks like a single to me. I do like the colors of this moon when you're in the sun. It's kind of blue, and there's, you know, kind of a turquoise blue. So I really would like to be in the sun a little bit longer than we've had, but you'll see you don't have a lot of time in the sun, and it just takes time to get the rock out. It takes time to break a cluster. And that sun moves so quickly, or I should say the planet rotates, or the moon rotates so quickly. Ah, that looks like a cluster of rocks there. And that looks like a single, if it's anything at all. So we'll just head out. Yeah, I meant to take a look and see what, you know, how much we harvested there, but I didn't get a good sense of that. So, you know, we have to kind of look at that the next time I pull out the rock. There's 3 here. This could be good. Again, not the best because we're in the dark, but you do kind of get the hang of it. And as I said, I'm not going to purposely mine in the dark. In fact, I'll avoid it purposefully. If we come across things that are, you know, like in this case, obviously it's Dolvine, I wouldn't have minded anyway. But we are kind of getting in way too into the dark. And we might need to do another jump. Because that's what we've been doing. So maybe we'll just take a peek at this one last one here. And if this isn't worth mining, that's a twofer. That is Hadanite. So we are going to mine that. Let's see if we can get a good... Yeah, that's not too bad. We're in a flat area, so we will mine that.
Landing gear engaged.
Oh, we ended up on some rocks there, so I'm going to fix this. Maybe I'll just go past. Yeah, it looks pretty good up here. we are nowhere near the ground on that ramp, so we gotta find a better spot. And our landing gear is definitely down, but we are not getting a good break here. So let's okay. Yeah, still not great. And our landing gear is down, right? Yeah, it's down. Again, that's kind of one of the disadvantages of this ship is you really... Yeah, that's just, you know, we're not going to turn a okay situation into a bad one by not being able to get our rock out. So that's much better. Yeah, so there's a little one. It's a clear night. Again, I would have jumped had that not been Hadanite. But if we find Hadanite, we're going to mine it. You know, I'll do the same. I have been doing the same on Daymar as well, so...
Systems activating. Systems on.
Okay, we'll make quick work of these, and we'll see you on the flippity flip.
Mining mode on.
Okay. What do I usually say? Not bad, not bad. We did the 2. I'll get back in, get to the pilot seat, and we are going to do a jump. We're in the dark, and it's no fun to scout in the dark, so we're going to do a jump. This will be a longer session. I want to do runs if I can. We're at about 46 minutes, so I think that's possible.
Engine systems enabled. Landing gear retracted.
So we'll head up to the sky and try to do a jump and get back down into the sun. Yeah, it took us just about 5.5 minutes to break those 2. It took us about 17 and a half minutes to break the cluster, which we found the first cluster in 14 minutes, and we found the second cluster in 9 minutes. So, yeah, better than last time. I think we were averaging around 15 to 19 minutes to find a cluster last time. And we didn't, and that was rough. So I think this is more indicative of what I've seen from Magda. So I'm pretty happy about what we're seeing right now. I really want to get up here to about 30,000. So I have a good view and try to avoid our blackout that we had last time. So yeah, that's a better view of Magda. Now OM5 is still obstructed. Let's see if we can find any of the OMs. Okay, that's good. Look, we might come back to that. Let's just run this. Okay, that is a good option for us. Yeah, let's hit OM2.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, we'll keep hitting the OMs until we get much more sun in our face.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
And that's OM1. I'm going to jump to OM1. Really hoping to get more time in the sun.
Travel complete.
Because with the 15-minute search time, 15 minutes, and then you add another 5 minutes of break time, and you run out of sun really quickly here on Magda. Kind of head straight down, and there's somebody flying by us. Just checking to see if we are anywhere near a jump point. We're not, so we should be able to go straight down here. I like these flats. That's really where I want to mine. But of course, when you get down there, you'll find some mountain formation as well. Really hoping to see some flat. That helps us with the time, obviously, because we're not in a position where we have to mine on the side of a hill. And if we can land faster, brake faster, scoop faster, that's what Magda needs right now. So we're gonna give it all we can. We're at 50 minutes right now, so just keeping that in mind from a time perspective, that means we've got about 15, 20 minutes left of mining time before I'll kind of call it a session. just because that's kind of what we've been doing all along, and I don't want to overextend a session, because the longer we extend it, of course, the riskier it is that we might get a 30K, or something bad might happen. Speaking of 30K, I'd usually like to just pop into global chat and just kind of see if anyone's complaining about performance or mentioning 30K, and then if I see something like that, typically what I'll try to do is land, or I'll try to put myself in a situation where I can jump back, because it's usually by the time somebody's complaining about a 30K, it's too late to rush off and sell. This is completely anecdotal, but this does feel closer to how it feels to mine on Magda for me in the past. So I'm glad we are redoing this. Well, I'm glad that last session didn't end up hurting Magda, because if we had to record those numbers, I really think they were abysmal. They were not good numbers for Magda. Yeah, all of this looks very good in terms of being flat. So I might just head up and then kind of double back, or get to the mountains and then kind of turn around if I have to. Just kind of looking at how much space we have. There's quite a bit of space before we hit some mountains there. And yeah, quite a bit there as well. I'm going to bring us in to about there, and then we're going to head straight up. And so as long as we hit 120 or head towards the sun, we should be seeing sun, and we should be seeing flat. And that's what we want. So check this box out. Now, of course, I like this land, but, does the Hadanite like this land is the real question. This is a 4,000. I think that is a going to end up being a rock, but we're going to head this way anyway. Yeah, look how great this would be to land here. Now, of course, this does look like a rock to me. Yeah. Or is it also a gem? No, it's not. Sometimes you'll see gemstones right near those other rocks, and it happens. So, you know, not often, but it does happen. And we're kind of heading back to our bearing of 120. Yeah, and see, this is really pays off. That's 3. And if this is something we can mine, look at all the flat area I have to land and just quickly pop out. Fortunately, that's Stolvine. And that looks like a rock up there. Kind of visually navigating now. I want to make sure that I'm getting as much of that flat surface as I can. I'm hoping that pays off. That's a bet I'm making. Now, of course, this is a very small... But we're going to check it. Yeah, see the box disappeared on us there. We'll head west. There's some Hadanite. Okay. Took us about 13 minutes to find that one.
Landing gear engaged.
Just kind of want to make sure I'm far enough away, and I am. That's good.
Engine systems disabled.
Yeah, so that took us about 13 minutes to find. So yeah, the averages are averaging out for us. Yeah, it is. We are hitting about that 13-minute average time before we find any Hadanite. It's good. I like it when numbers, remain consistent. Gives me confidence that we can.
Systems activating.
declare a winner at some point, right? I mean, and then we're going to continue to refine that answer. But okay. All right. Let me break these, and we will see ya when we see ya on the flippity flip. Okay, that's great. That's great, 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 great. Okay, I am going to do a quick pause here. I'm having a little bit of an audio clicking noise that's getting a little annoying. So I'm going to pause everything, and I will be back very, very, very soon. So give me just 1 second to sort this out. I'm going to pause the timer, and we'll see you in just a bit. Okay, I am back. Sorry, concentrate when I had this really annoying clicking noise going on in my headset. And that's happened before. I've got a kind of a new setup going on here. But for the most part, it's been absolutely brilliant. So we are going to start the timer up again and do our next session here. So
Engine systems enabled.
luckily I didn't kill too much time. And we were able to stay in the sun, so that's good. Makes me happy. How cool would that be if this is Hadanite? Yes. Yes. That is what we need.
Landing gear engaged.
Little bit of a rough landing there on my part, but you know what? We're excited. Oh yeah, check out the paint that I have. I've swapped back to the green. I was kind of, you know, there's a little bit of superstition in me, and I'm like, man, if I just want to change everything up, I want to swap this all out. So that only took us 1 minute to find. Oh, sorry about that. And of course, I gotta sit back down and turn off my engines.
Engine systems disabled.
Just save some fuel and keep us from bouncing around if we hit some wind. That's the hope anyway. Stuck the landing. So we're hitting 1 hour, 8 minutes total, which is perfect because we've kind of tried to keep things around a little over an hour of time for each session. That's kind of our stopping point. So this will be our end. And we will see you. I'm going to crack this thing as quickly as I can. Hey, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Now we are at 1 hour, 12 minutes. And that will conclude our session. I really would like to keep going. But I want to make sure that we sell this, number one. And that we give Magda a shot at throwing up some good numbers. So we're not going to risk it. Although, you know, like in the real world situation, you might want to continue mining if you're feeling like it. I want to make sure you right by each moon in this quest to find out where the best place to mine Hadanite is. Is it Daymar or is it Magda? Boy, right now, Daymar's... Or is it Magda? Boy, right now, Daymar's taking the lead, but Magda just gave us a great session. So I'm really happy about that, assuming we can get there and sell. We just came in at 1 hour 13 minutes. So let's give some stats here. We did a total of 4 runs. The first one took us 14 minutes to find. Second one took us around 9 minutes, a little over. Third one took us 13, and then we found that one in just 1 minute, that last one. I should probably keep going up here. Strategy than we have in the past. I just felt like we needed to have a little bit more thought put into how we mine, and I was trying to find the flats, speed things up, and that really ended up doing a good thing for us, because that last run only took us 1 minute 33 1 minute 33 seconds to actually find that last set. So that was good. It was only 3, but you know what? We got that good cluster at the beginning, and this feels like mining on Magda for me. This feels more like what I'm used to, so I'm really happy that we went ahead and came back here to give it another shot and didn't just kind of, you know, run back to Daymar with our tail between our legs. We actually spent some time here, and that makes me happy. So we'll just keep pressing forward here. There's a landing pad. We're very close to wrapping this session up.
Landing gear engaged.
I'm going to take this pad just in case I have to do a quick pull of the rock.
Engine systems disabled.
I think we're going to sell right over here. Oh, I feel really good about this. I feel really happy that we had this session. I'm relieved. You know, when you have a bad stream where just technical things get in the way, I know it's frustrating to watch, you know, let alone experience. And we've had pretty good luck for the most part. That's good news. Hey, 139,000. That's nothing to cry about. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this information into the bot, which we're using to track all the stats on this. And you may be asking, what bot? What are you talking about? Well, I run a Discord server, and it is called the Know Nothings. The link is in the description. And we have a custom bot that I built myself. And it is it keeps track of things like this. So I'm going to just go ahead and add that we mined Hadanite. We had a total of 4 sessions, and we spent 73 minutes. And let me just double check this here. 73. And we made, we're going to say that we made here, I'm going to sell this right now. Oh man, this is giving me a strange angle. Okay, so we sold it for 139. 425. And the location is going to be Magda. Just double check all my work here. We mined Hadanite, 4 sessions, 73 minutes, 139,425. Location Magda. Okay, that is recorded. And now I can give you some real-time updates on all of this. And so let me just pull up those numbers. I get to use the bot one more time to pull up the stats. So, and I'm going to do it by location. And here's some numbers for you, some real-time numbers. So right now, best place to mine still is Daymar. Magda, we did a total of 4 sessions. We had 14 runs total. 239 minutes were spent mining. And we made a total of 359,700, which puts our profit per minute at 1,505. I'll throw up the old numbers here as we're doing this. And then Daymar sessions remain the same. We still have 3 sessions. We did a total of 9 runs. We spent 166 minutes. And we've made 312,675 credits. And our profit per minute was 1,884. So you see that Magda's average did go up from 1,327 to 1,505 per minute. So we did make some real good gains there for Magda, but Daymar is still winning the race because of that profit per minute ratio. Well, hey, how we doing, everybody? I feel absolutely great about this session. I feel like we got a lot done, and I feel like we gave Magda a proper session, and it still hasn't taken the lead, not out of the race. So we have one more session here on Magda, and then I need to do 2 sessions on Daymar. So, you know, not looking the best for Magda, but we're going to do that. And then at that time, I'm going to declare a winner for this series. And then we will continue to kind of pop back into this series occasionally, but we're going to mix it up on the stream. We want to keep providing interesting content. Don't want to stick with one thing for too long and do just one thing only. So we'll be doing some other things on stream after we get these 3 remaining stream sessions done, and probably plan on doing one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. So that might wrap it up by the end of the week. Next week we will have our winner. So pretty excited about that. Just a few things to tell you about. My name is Yentra, and I run a Discord server called the Know Nothings, and I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and try to fill in the gaps and do Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, the other days of the week, depending on availability. So, but you can count on me being here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Link for the Discord server is in the description. I would really appreciate a like and a sub. That would be great. We're trying to grow the channel, trying to grow the Discord server as well. Lots of friendly people there. Please stop by the Discord server, say hello, because we definitely want to grow that community, do some more mining missions and other things like box missions, and just sharing some experiences there, and using the Discord server as a vehicle to getting some of the things done for fun, like we want to get done for fun. So I really appreciate you checking that out, and I appreciate you. I'm very happy that you stuck with me here and stuck to the end of this video, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.